Welcome to the Book Talk Babes podcast, where we will be discussing different book-related topics and occasionally specific books. My name is Ashley, and today I'm joined by my two lovely friends, Elaine.
Hello.
And Lianna.
Can you hear me this time?
I can.
Yes.
I can hear you this time.
I kept saying hi, hi, hi. Anyway, continue.
That's so funny. This episode will definitely contain explicit language. Please don't listen to this around children or your parents. My parents maybe don't listen to this one. I don't know. You can if you want. This episode will contain spoilers about Man of the Month Club, March specifically, claimed by the Leprechaun, and we might get some information about Railed by the Leprechaun as well. So thank you, returning listeners. Welcome, new ones. This is a special St. Patrick's Day episode.
I'm feeling lucky.
So Elaine and I read some St. Patrick's Day kind of romance and smut, leprechaun smut. I've made a PowerPoint presentation. So that will be available on Discord and however else I can share it with people. So let me share my screen with y'all.
I feel like I've just entered a Zoom meeting on company time.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Book report.
Yes. Yes. So first up for discussion or presentation is Man of the Month Club, March, a report by Ashley and Elaine.
I don't have to take notes, do I? I'm not being tested.
No. You're just reacting.
If I had more time, you would have oh nope, that's not what I wanted. You would have a quiz, but yeah.
Remember how I said I wasn't very good in school?
So here's our title.
Okay.
So I guess these two authors, it's by Omasta and Callie Love. They did like a whole collection of Man of the Month Club, which is like a matchmaker thing in this world that they've made. So they have one for each month. So this one was for March, which I find kind of, I guess there's some St. Patrick's Day stuff in it, but not a lot. It's not a main focus.
It's very green.
It is very green.
It's a short read.
Yeah.
116 pages.
Yes. Published March 1st, 2021. Says it has a publisher, but I feel like it might be their publisher. I don't know. Publisher is More Happily Ever Afters. So, oh God, Lianna, I'm so excited. So here's the summary. Ruby Beckham's life takes a dangerous turn when she becomes the target of a stalker. Enter Officer Patrick McDonnell, the determined cop tasked with protecting her. As they work together to unravel the mystery of the stalker's identity, Ruby can't help but question Patrick's true motives. When the stalker's threats intensify, Ruby starts to suspect that the man who's supposed to keep her safe might be the one she needs protection from. With her life on the line, Ruby must figure out who she can trust before it's too late. Is Patrick really the hero he appears to be, or is there a darker side to him? Find out in Man of the Month Club, March.
The author should have named him Patrick Kirkpatrick, because that would have been great.
I don't know about you, Elaine, so I'll ask you in a second. I feel after having read this summary is extremely misleading.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't actually read the summary. This is the first time I've read it. So I feel like I need to change my star rating.
Yeah, I read the summary and it was like, oh, this sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah, right. Like sounds like kind of like thriller, suspense.
Yes, I had an idea of what I was possibly reading, and
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Lianna, any commentary other than the name of the
This isn't Haunting Adeline St. Patrick's edition.
No. Oh my God. Not even
Okay,
close.
good.
Not
no.
even close.
Good.
Oh, just wait. Just
Okay.
wait.
I'm ready.
Okay, so let's break it down. So the main points.
That's a lot of. I should have brought my glasses.
Okay, so Ruby is a bookstagrammer,
Okay.
right? And she's taken, according to her, she's taken, precautions of not posting like where she lives or anything like that. So someone can't, stalk her. Okay, so Patrick is a cop. I meet cute question mark. So she signs up for a self-defense class that he ends up last minute like being the teacher of, and he makes her partner up with him. So that's how they first meet. Then Patrick ends up being March's man of the month for their matchmaker thing that they do. So he's the bachelor for March, and he gets matched with Ruby. They go back to his place to work on some self-defense stuff, and then end up at her place right afterwards and fuck.
Oh.
Literally. Like,
Oh.
there's just, I get that it's a short book, so the romance has got to progress
Yes.
fastly, but yeah. She opens up about having a stalker and about finding an ICU note taped to her window, which I forgot to put this on there. So side note, it's like the beginning. Was it the beginning of the book where she's like in her kitchen or whatever, and then she sees the ICU note taped to her window, and
Yes.
it's literally the letters ICU. This idiot initially starts to think like ICU, like intensive care unit.
Yes.
And I'm like, you have already established that you have a stalker, and someone leaves a note on your window that says ICU, and you think of intensive care unit.
I know.
What,
I think at first she's like, I'm pretty sure I have a stalker. She feels like she's
okay, yeah, like she's being watched.
And then she sees this. But like you would think that your first thing would be like, oh, it's confirmed. I have a stalker.
Yeah, I'm not.
Why is someone saying emergency care unit?
Yeah, I'm like, wait, that's not. That makes no sense. This is natural selection at its work. Then, so Patrick and her, end up at her house. And the next morning, Patrick is going to leave for work. And he walks outside, and there is a note on her windshield that's written in lipstick. Something, I can't remember what it was. I didn't quote it. Something about like riding the cop or something.
Yeah.
So after that, Patrick ends up taking her to adopt a German Shepherd named Rocky. And then Ruby goes to dinner with her sister and her sister's boyfriend. And her sister's boyfriend kind of puts in her head that maybe Patrick is her stalker. Which brings us to our suspicious column, Elaine.
Yeah. So in my notes, I was like, okay, hit number 1, hit number 2,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, because like the signs are possibly there to make it seem like him too.
Yeah, they totally
Like,
made it obvious.
Yeah. So it's like, one, like after the self-defense class, he's like, I can walk you to your car. And he walks her like straight to her car, and she's just like, how did you know this was my car?
He's like, lucky
there's
guess.
Yeah, lucky guess. And then I think the next day, she never tells him her name, and he like automatically is like, Ruby, I knew I was gonna choose you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
At the
The matchmaker
thing. And she's just like, how'd you know my name? He's like, oh, the roster. I saw it on the roster.
Okay.
And then I don't remember how.
Yeah, I don't remember how the phone number was brought up.
How the phone number was brought up, but like he It's like, I have my ways of getting your phone number without asking her. So he like automatically already like knows her number as well.
He calls her, texts her or something.
Yeah. And then he like makes a comment too about like, you've lost weight. And she's just like, how do you know I lost weight? Like,
First of all,
he makes an excuse like, yeah.
Well, he's like, your clothes aren't fitting right. Like they fit loosely or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that was
It
like
was
his
just an
excuse.
observation.
Yeah.
no.
Because she's like so freaked out about the stalker that she's like not eating right.
Yeah.
She's not sleeping. And so she's losing weight. And the fact that like he notices it is like how do you notice this? Like, this is so weird. And like, it's funny too because she keeps thinking like, oh, this is weird, but he's a cop, I'm gonna trust him.
Yeah, it's fine.
First of all,
Yeah.
cop, red flag.
This last one's my favorite.
Yeah. The other one is that she ends up seeing someone like a shadow like outside her window, and I think the dog she has a dog at this time, right? And the dog barks, and so the person like
runs away,
and all of a sudden he's at her door knocking. Like, we need to talk, because I think they like, this is where she makes suspicious, right?
She doesn't she doesn't answer the door. Instead she calls him or something, and she's like, you can't come in. And like tells him like, I think you could possibly be the stalker. Like, someone was just outside my window, and then all of a sudden you're here at my front door. And then she, starts thinking of all, because this is after the dinner with her sister and her brother.
Yeah.
So now she's starting to think all these weird things like that have happened aren't just like, a coincidence.
Well, yeah. Like, who are you, Edward Cullen? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, right. Right.
I know.
So we find out later that like, I guess he's had like a crush on her. So he has been kind of like keeping an eye on her from like afar.
I mean, we all crave,
and trying to find
come on.
Trying to find like an opportunity to like get to know her better and stuff.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So our main characters. So we have Ruby Beckham.
Okay.
So I have here a GIF from Dairy Girls.
I love Dairy Girls so much.
That is such a good show. So she's a Bookstagrammer, has a stalker, matches with Patrick, has an adopted German Shepherd with lots of new Instagram followers.
I'm sorry.
Because she makes an Instagram for the dog.
You have a stalker, but you're making a Bookstagram and an Instagram for your dog?
Well, she had a Bookstagram first.
Yeah.
She had the Bookstagram first, like established, has a good following, all this kind of stuff. And then she gets the dog and then makes an Instagram for him. And now he's got like a lot of followers.
She's okay. You know what? Anyway.
Sorry, Elaine, which ones did you want to read? Do you want to read any of these?
Yeah, we can go one after the other.
Okay.
And then you have the guy character, Patrick McDonald. He's a police officer. Like we said before, we find out that he has a crush on her before even knowing her. He's March's matchmaker guy for the Men of the Month Club.
Yeah.
And he like automatically knows that he's going to be picked with Ruby as well. And then he also arranges for Ruby to adopt a dog because she confides in him about having a stalker.
Yeah. And so, the GIF I picked for that is
New Boot Goofin.
What's his face from Reno 911.
New Boot Goofin.
So Shell is her. I'm assuming that's how you say that.
Yeah.
Shell is her sister. I picked I picked a GIF of a news anchor because she's like a journalist or something. She's actually the main character for February's book. She's concerned for Ruby, and she encourages Ruby to date Patrick.
Okay, but
despite even after the dinner, she's still like, I don't think he's a bad guy.
I was gonna say in that order.
Yeah, well, no, she thinks it would be good for. She encourages Ruby to do the self-defense class,
yes,
and whatnot, and like she thinks that, she should be telling somebody about it, and Ruby doesn't want to tell anybody about it. And then, yeah, they're at the dinner, and her boyfriend's like, I mean, it could be him. And her sister's like, stop. And then the gift I...
and then the sister's boyfriend. You want to say the gift you did?
Yeah, so the gift I picked, I don't know. I just put in, I think, politician. And this is what popped up because he's a senator. He's a senator.
Ew. Another red flag.
Yeah,
he's a senator, and literally the little thing I put on here is like, I think the only thing we really know about him. Elaine, you can add more if you remember more. I don't remember more. Like, did we even get his name?
That's oh, I think we got a name, but I don't remember it.
I guess I could technically look up February's book.
Yeah.
Huh.
But I think they mostly say like senator in it.
Yeah.
I think we do get like a name, but it's mostly just they like emphasize that he's a senator.
Yeah.
Thing. And yeah, I think that's the only thing we get is that like he's the boyfriend of the sister, and the only time he really talks is when he's like, did you ever think that maybe Patrick is a stalker?
Yeah, I've got a name. I got a name here. But most of the time they do just call him the senator. Senator Adian Roberts.
Avian?
Adian. A-I-D.
Adian, yeah.
What the fuck was it? Hold on. A-I-D-A-N.
It's not just Aiden?
Aiden.
Oh,
it's Aiden.
I was gonna
Sorry.
say,
I'm a fucking idiot.
Aiden.
Yeah.
No, you're fine.
I can't read. Can't read at all. Okay. The stalker ends up being some teenage girl that's jealous of the amount of followers Ruby has, and now her dog. Her thought process is, I'm going to scare Ruby, so I'm going to pretend to be this stalker, so she'll stop posting as much. And then somehow in the teenager's brain, that means that she'll start to get more followers because they won't be following Ruby anymore. I don't fucking know. Or Ruby won't be posting anymore, so then people will see her content, and so she'll get more followers. Like, what? That's the best we could come up with? There's two authors to this book.
There could have been some like dramatic near-death experience or...
Yep. Nope. What's it called? So the night that he shows up and she's like, you can't come in, he stakes out at her house to make sure nobody comes back because she's like, someone was outside my window. So the next morning he's getting ready to leave, and this lady pulls up that's like a nurse. Like she's in scrubs or whatever. And her teenage daughter get out of the car. And so he gets out of the car and he's like, can I help you with something? And then it cuts to him calling Ruby, and he's like, hey, you need to come outside. There's someone you need to talk to. And I'm like, this is not happening. So then Ruby comes outside, and the mom's like, tell her what you did. And the teenager's like, I'm sorry. I'm the one that's been leaving the notes and trying to scare you. And you just have so many followers. And I thought if you stopped posting because you were too scared, then I'd start getting more followers. I'm like,
no, Ruby's not that smart because she made a dog's Instagram. And if you really had a stalker, you would not want an online presence.
Make more online presence. Yeah. So that was our stalker.
It was very disappointing.
Yeah, I was super disappointed.
Was the sex good at least?
It was all right.
Yeah, it was all right.
From both of your faces.
It was all right.
And the long pause.
I was so upset with like the stalker reveal. Like it, for me, it completely like, between the stalker reveal and then them like immediately just saying like, I love you after like 48 hours of knowing each other. Like, I love you. I get like, I think we'll come back to that.
You're not even fated mates.
Yeah. I think, I think in my like in review or whatever, like I get that it's a short book and that they have to progress the love story, rapidly. But like to say I love you, I don't think that was necessary. You could just be like, hey, like, I really like you. Let's work this out. I want to be in a relationship. It didn't have to immediately go to like, I love you. let's get married and have babies. I mean, that they don't say that, but I'm just like, what?
I'm looking at
Can't we
these
just like, you haven't
reviews.
even gone on a second date?
I'm
Right.
looking at these reviews, and it seems like Colleen here has never had an orgasm.
So yeah, I have some reviews here. I think these were all 3 on Amazon. We've got a 2 stars out of 5. Sexy but Weak by Alexis. Thought it was a quickie romance. They tried to make some unsuccessful suspense, and she agreed with Elaine and I that the resolution of the suspense is weak.
Yeah.
Lisa GK gave it 3 out of 5. Titled it A Struggle. What is it? She likes the way Patrick cares for Ruby and that he sets his sights on her before they actually meet. She struggled with how fast he forgives her after she distrusts him. But she did overall like their story, enjoyed their journey. She would like to get to know more about Ruby's career and how she makes her living. She says she's a bookstagrammer. What else do you need to know? I guess that was in 2021. I don't know. And then she likes that they revisit Shell and Aiden. She spelled it wrong now that I know how to say it. At the bar or whatever. And then, yeah, like you said, Colleen gave it 5 out of 5. Yummy is her title of that review. Do yourself a favor and read this book immediately. Patrick is a protective alpha male who is great in bed. What more do you need? I thought the senator was a jerk, making her doubt Patrick's motives without encouraging her to discuss her fears with him. Patrick can eat crackers in my bed and I won't kick him out. First off,
No.
the second he knew like my car, what car was mine, I'd be like, you need to back up.
Yeah.
Did he pull the whole? Did he pull the whole like? Oh, I just saw you pull up, so I know what car you have.
No, he literally goes like, oh, it was a lucky guess.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then like also who discusses their fears with their potential possible stalker?
A lot of people probably.
I mean,
I
I would have done it the same way she did. I'd be like, you can't come in, you can call me. And then we can talk about this on the phone. And then again, it's only 100 and something pages. Of course he has to fucking forgive her like quickly. Oh, yeah. So this is Elaine to review.
2 stars? Or is it 3?
I think I gave it 3, but now it's like more. I think it was more like a 2.5.
I think I need to readjust the stars because those are just the stars that came on the pre-made like template, and every person that has looked at them now has looked at them at the opposite way of we did them, Elaine.
Yeah, I think I looked at them at opposite.
Yeah,
at first.
So I'm either gonna get rid of stars or change color. I don't know, but I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna fix it before we post it.
Yeah, I think I had put like I don't mind it. I liked the spice for what it was being really short.
Yeah.
But it was like it could have been better. I thought it had potential because it was like okay, it was pretty good, interesting at the beginning, and like the ending just kind of ruined it for me.
Yeah.
And I also had a problem with the love confession. I was just like, that probably would have been something better for the epilogue than the end of the book. Because there's like a time skip usually in the
That's also a red flag.
So that would have been better.
She needs to run.
She's the one that says I love you first, I think.
No. Yeah, she tells him I love you first.
He needs to run. She's not very smart.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I was expecting something different. Like I was kind of hoping that it would have been like, oh, was sort of using her to get to the stalker. Like what if the stalker was like someone that he was been looking for some,
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of thinking, but not like some teenager being jealous.
Yeah, no, didn't see that coming a
Honestly,
mile away.
teenagers have so many other things to do with their time.
Right?
Ugh.
No. But I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, no.
No.
You said in yours the same thing I said in mine, so I gave it 2 stars. And like this says, do you recommend this book? And I put only if you're bored and have Kindle Unlimited, because I don't have Kindle Unlimited. I paid $2.99. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I gave it 2 stars, like Elaine said, because the spice was good for what it was. And like I said earlier, like I understand that the love has to progress fastly because the book is so short, but like falling in love and saying I love you within 48 hours, no. That's I mean, I guess if you know, but like just don't say it yet.
Mhm.
You're gonna freak somebody out. And then especially like literally within that 48 hours, you thought he could have possibly been your stalker. Like what?
Yeah.
So I didn't really like that. And then yeah, the conflict resolution was so weak. The stalker being, the jealous teenager. Like what? No. We couldn't have come up with something better. I mean, I guess it had to be something that was like easily resolved because of how short it was, but like what the fuck? Of course, I also, we weren't teenagers with the thousands of social media accounts and whatnot. I the first I had MySpace.
Yeah.
that just dated us. I had a MySpace, but like I didn't get a Facebook until after I graduated high
We
school.
had to be invited to Facebook. At least
See, and
I did.
that's I didn't get into it until it was open for everybody. So yeah, that's the end of that one. Lianna, thoughts, comments, questions?
I've had farts that were more interesting.
Right? I've had farts that were more suspenseful and scary. After I've had a large coffee.
I've had farts that were more complex than this plot.
Oh God. Yeah.
Okay, I am ready for this.
So
though.
next up,
I'm ready for my paranormal monster erotica.
I don't. I think I'm gonna need you to take your expectations down like 75%.
No, I'm ready. I'm excited.
Yes.
This is Elaine could hold a college course on monster romance. So,
But this isn't. I think Elaine will agree with me. This is not the best one.
no.
So that's why I said take your expectations and drop them way down. Claimed by the Leprechaun, a paranormal monster erotica.
Ooh.
A report by Elaine and Ashley. So here's our cover. Got a half-naked man that doesn't have a whole lot of muscle definition and has this weird goatee thing going on here.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
That I didn't see it until I blew this up a little bit. Like that is some 90s, early 2000s weird shit going on there. No one's touching me with that on their face.
That man doesn't watch.
I don't even know how to describe that to the listeners. It is literally like a very thin line that goes from the
thin.
outside corners of the lips and then down to the chin and connects, and then has a line that goes straight up to the middle of the lips. What is that?
And why are his nipples like that?
I mean, I'm not going to judge anyone's nipples. Okay. Pecs come in all shapes
Jersey
and sizes.
Shore.
Oh, yeah. I can see that. I can see that.
Definitely judging the book right now
by the cover, for sure. For sure. So this is claimed by the Leprechaun. The author is Janet Lynn. It is an indie / self-published book that came out March 15th, 2016.
Oh, yes. 2016.
2016. 21 pages long. Oh, there's a lot there. Okay. Summary. Katie's been working a little. This is literally like half the book. Katie's been working a little too hard. She's skipping spring break to study mythical creatures. She hasn't had a boyfriend in months, hasn't been on a date, hasn't had a fling or a one-night stand, hasn't been bent over a fallen tree in the forest and whipped with a leather belt.
She's missing
All
out.
of that is about to change. Because in the tiny wood bordering the soccer practice fields, an ancient forest spirit dwells. A tall, dark, handsome, ancient forest spirit with rippling abs, not according to the cover, strong, broad shoulders, and a lot of oats to sow. The fable of the leprechaun tells that if a fertile maiden wanders into the forest at night and is taken by the leprechaun, her life is forfeit. But if she calls to him first and asks him to claim her, then only her virtue is in peril. That literally could have been the book. They could have just put the spicy scene like in the middle of that. Thoughts, Lianna?
Is this what I have to do to get a date?
I don't recommend it.
Oh no. Oh, Betty White.
I know. I saw that. I was like, I have to add that one.
Wapa.
Oh yeah.
And then yeah, Chandler.
Woohoo. But I think it's the woohoo.
Yeah. All right, so let's break it down. The main points. Katie skips spring break to work on her big graduate project on mythical woodland creatures. This is probably my favorite bullet point I made of the entire thing.
Yes.
So she feels like someone is watching her from the woods that she walks by on the way home from the library. And I quote, "Who the hell hides in the woods and watches students cross the fields from the library?" End quote. Serial killers, Katie, that's who. Don't, what? She ends up
pedophiles.
telepathically. Yeah. I mean, they're college kids, so they should all be of age. But
Yeah.
she ends up telepathically talking to the leprechaun, and then she goes into the woods and offers herself to him. And that's all the main points. Elaine, is there anything else you'd like to add?
What can she add? It's 20 pages.
No.
I know. I know. This was hard.
Yeah.
Oh, I also like this slide too. Leprechaun lore. It is very convenient the what leprechauns look like according to this author versus what they really look like, because I have the book lore here on one side and I have the Google search on the other. Leprechaun is literally derived from the medieval Irish word lurchapon, which means small body. Okay, he's not tall, dark, and handsome. He's short. So, according to the book, he is a forest spirit, and he'll bring good fortune to the maiden who captures him. According to Google, leprechauns guard hidden treasure. They're small, agile male fairies or goblins.
I do like the second one where you're like, if the maiden fails to capture the leprechaun and is instead captured by him, the leprechaun takes the maiden's virtue. Which was code for the forest spirit is going to fuck your brains out, which was in the book.
That is a direct quote from the book. Those are
direct
her
quote.
words.
Her words.
Oh God.
Like, squeeze me? You're supposed to be working on like your big graduate project and like that. What? Like, honey, there are other ways to get laid.
She's so horny that she's like, oh, this just means I can get a good fucking, right?
Yeah. I think the only thing on the Google search that was maybe could be considered similar to the book was the leprechauns live solitary lives and are a source of mischief.
Like me.
Yeah. And then are extremely difficult to catch or trap.
Same.
So in the book,
Ashley, you okay over there?
I'm like having like an allergy. Like my eyes all watery, and like all of a sudden I get all like nose runny. Okay, so isn't according to the book, the leprechauns are not likely to be a tiny fat man because he would need, quote, broad, strong shoulders, for holding the maiden still, the hard, rippling abs, again, not according to the cover, no flab. That wouldn't be conductive to thrusting. It would just get in the way. What, end quote. What in the, like, what kind of body shaming bullshit is this? Why are you trying to say fat people can't have sex?
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, I have a little bit of a belly. It doesn't get in the way, I promise.
Sometimes you just gotta move it around.
And then, quote again, the thick, generously proportioned cock. Like, how convenient that this leprechaun would be some tall man with rippling abs and strong shoulders and a big dick.
It sounds like she's looking for Hosier.
Yeah.
It sounds like she's looking for Forest Daddy. I mean, aren't we all?
Oh man. But yeah, that's our leprechaun lore from the book to Google.
The main character.
Our main characters, Katie and the leprechaun. Literally, that's the only good leprechaun gift there was.
Couldn't have done Lucky Charms.
From the leprechaun.
They didn't have any good ones of him. But our leprechaun is our creepy stalker, ? Wants to hit it and quit it.
Okay.
Elaine, do you want to read Katie's?
Katie is a college student. And because she doesn't get to have fun on spring break, she is like, screw it, I want to have a good time.
Yeah.
And doesn't care who it is going to be with.
Not slut shaming. You do whatever you want.
Care a little.
But creepy leprechaun in the woods that talks to you telepathically. Yeah, maybe not a great idea.
It could just be a drifter who lives in the woods and is unwashed.
Was there nobody else in the library with you working late? Like,
right?
That would have been
aren't
a
you
cute
worried about
like thing.
Infections? You know what that man does in the
creature, woods? Right? So I literally, between Goodreads and Amazon, there is only one review. And it is Allie H34, who gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Titled it good.
Just good.
Right.
Good. But yeah, she recommended this book, definitely worth a download. Was it Katie finds that there is a truth behind the legend of mythical woodland creatures when she is claimed by a very amorous leprechaun. But whatever.
Yeah.
Amazon's average rating was like 3.4 out of 5, and Goodreads' average rating was 2.88 out of 5. Literally, the Amazon, that's literally, there were 7 ratings. That's it. Goodreads had 8.
Right.
And between the two, there's only 3 5 stars. So take that as you will. Here is your review, Elaine.
Yes. I rated it 2 stars. Because I think this one had a little bit potential to, because the premise of it was kind of interesting, but it did not deliver. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend this book.
I feel like the sex was very like.
Yeah, it was very
short, mild. Yeah,
like short, like not much.
I was gonna ask for some details. Like, what is the sex like in this thing?
Yeah, it was like your average like sex.
Like, so
that there was like nothing,
Just like
nothing super like kinky
missionary.
erotica monster.
Yeah, no. She decides to, well, it's not missionary. She decides to,
No.
well, not at first, walk into the woods, whatever. Cause like all he says is come and see. Every
Yeah.
time like she asks a question, whatever, he's like, come and see.
No.
She's like, are you going to fuck me? And he's like, come and see.
No.
So she walks into the woods one night and she is like transported to some, I don't know, mythical realm. And,
Yeah.
he's naked. There's no clothes at all.
Yeah.
He just shows up butt ass naked. So then I think she takes off some of her clothes. I don't know. I feel like her pants are down at her ankles. He took her belt off. He tells
Yeah.
her to bend over a tree stump, like it said in the summary. And he does spank her a few times with her own belt. And then I'm pretty sure, didn't he take her on the tree stump?
Yeah.
And then
just right there.
And then the closer he gets to like finishing, that's when he like takes her off the tree stump and presses her up against a tree or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Or on the ground.
I think they like tried to explore like a breeding kink as well.
Yeah. That's another thing. It very heavily like talks about like him giving her his seed.
Yeah.
And then like the fertile maiden kind of thing. I read the synopsis for the second book, so I might be getting things confused. Or I read the sample for the second book because it was at the end of this one. So I think I might be getting sex scenes a little mixed up there. I gave it 1 star. No, I would not recommend this book. And again, if you have Kindle Unlimited and you are bored and you want a very short, slightly spicy read, sure, go ahead because it's included in your membership. But I don't, like I said, have Kindle Unlimited, so I paid $2.99. I said, learn from my mistakes.
$2.99 for mediocre sex.
Yeah, $2.99
for only 20 pages. It should have been like maybe 99
That reminds
cents.
me.
I could buy a whole ream of paper.
Yeah. And write your own.
And write my own story.
And get off on that better than this book.
Yeah.
Well, like if it's going to be 21 pages, page 1, I better open the door and you're fluffed and ready to go.
Well, like I get the setup.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the setup, but the setup took too long.
Yeah.
Like she passes by the woods like 3 or 4 times, I think, before she finally decides to go into the woods.
Yeah. Can we also say that she's like, she goes by and she's like talking to him telepathically, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, prove that you were you, and she's like, tell a joke.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm like, what?
If he can tell a joke, he's not a serial killer, Elaine.
Yeah, because serial killers aren't hilarious.
Right.
Yeah.
And then at first she's like, I think there's a pause, and she's like, okay, I'm about to go, and then he goes, knock knock.
Yeah.
Right. He does like a knock knock joke.
He sure does.
Ugh.
He sure
does. I don't know if any of y'all have seen that list of serial killers and their star signs, but a lot of them are Geminis, and Geminis are super funny.
I have seen.
So
Really? I've seen a thing once that said a lot of serial killers were born in November.
A lot of them are November Sagittarius.
I can see that.
Yes, and I am a November Sagittarius.
Told you, it's the quiet ones.
And it's in June Geminis.
Oh, really?
See, I think my husband is more worried about me than I am about him.
Yeah. Oh, and there's also a lot of Virgos for some reason. A lot of Virgos.
Yeah.
So Ashley, you better watch out for us. You won't. I know that we won't see Elaine coming.
Yeah, no, we'll never suspect Elaine.
Never. It was funny because there was one time where someone told me a riddle, and they said, if you can solve this, you have a mind of a serial killer. And I solved.
I heard
Just the way she said that, and I solved it.
I heard a joke the other day, and it was something similar. It was like, psychologists say that if you answer this question a certain way, like you are a psychopath or whatever, you have the brain of a psychopath. And it was like the scenario is this woman's mom dies and she meets this super attractive, like charming man.
It's the same
Is it
story
okay?
I heard, yeah.
Meets a
Yeah.
super attractive, charming man at the funeral, but doesn't like
Mhm.
get his name or his information or anything. And like the funeral ends, whatever. And then she's just like, I really want to meet him again. But like, how can I do that? If you answer like, oh, like kill another family member, because obviously he's a family friend. So then he'll be
I
at the
think
funeral
it's
or whatever.
Yeah.
It was something like that.
Yeah. I think it was like, and then like the next day her sister died
or something.
It's just like, why?
Yeah,
And it's
what
just like-
happened?
and I was like, oh, she killed her, right? Like, so that way the same people can be invited. Yeah.
Fun.
I don't know that I would go that far for just a man.
Right?
Right.
What if it was true love, Lianna?
True
Huh?
love.
I said, what if it was true love
No.
that you could possibly be missing out on?
No man is worth that trouble.
No, right?
And I like my sister.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, I wouldn't kill my sister for a man.
I know. Oh.
No. She will always win over a man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. It's up to you, Elaine. We're at 49 minutes. Do you want to do Railed by the Leprechaun?
I can if you guys want me to.
I don't care either way.
Okay.
Lianna?
I'm ready.
Ready? Okay. All right.
You ready?
All right. So we're gonna get a little bit of Railed by the Leprechaun.
Railed by the Leprechaun. Did you want me to just give you a summary, or you want me to go through it? It's 100 pages.
What does the book jacket say? Also,
or you can give your own personal
this
summary.
could be like a
whatever you
full
want.
episode almost.
I know. I didn't think this was going to take this long.
It'll be a little bit shorter probably, but this could be a full episode.
Well,
yeah, I was like, I'm probably going to edit a bit.
Since I got a arc of it, I don't know.
Oh, just give us your summary then. You don't have to read.
If there's like a summary of it, anything. Now, like the lore of leprechauns doesn't like there's a few things on here in hers. It's part of her Valley of the Gods like story, so that's within the same realm of Railed by like the bunny and the Easter bunny, Krampus and stuff like that. So it's within that same universe.
You know that movie, The Guardians.
Yeah.
What's next? The Tooth Fairy or the Sandman?
I told you there is a Tooth Fairy one.
Yeah, I was like, I think there already is a Tooth Fairy
There's
one.
a Tooth Fairy one. Oh yeah, the author is Dalia Davies. So in this world, like the gods can kind of like switch forms, how they want to look. In this form, he prefers this like snake form.
Okay.
Interesting.
And when he would change just his like upper body, so from like his like hips up would be like human.
Oh.
But the rest of him is a snake, and he has the red hair. He has a forked tongue.
Of course.
Yes, 'cause the snake. And he has like a slit where his peens are.
Oh, we've got multiple peens.
Wait, plural?
Multiple peens.
Multiple monster peens.
Yes. Do you want to know how
I'm
many?
bringing my mic
How
closer 'cause I
many?
want to know more.
There are 5, and they are multifunctional, can wrap around.
Oh, so he's got 5 little mini snakes.
Yeah.
No.
You know, it's really good. Oh my gosh, it's super. It's like, it's very. I feel like it's slightly different than the other ones. And this one, like at one point, he's like, count. And he's like, 1.
Oh, I can't wait to read
I'm getting
this.
hot.
It's so good.
I was like, y'all's lighting isn't
know.
good. I can't tell if you're blushing or not.
I know. I am getting hot, so maybe I
Elaine's getting sweaty.
I know. It's so funny. The names are funny because, like, her name is Lucky.
Mhm. You said names,
she
and I
has-
thought he had names for each one of
No,
his.
Oh, no.
I was like, wait, what?
He's the Leprechaun god. He has a name. His name is Greaves.
Okay.
The main girl's name is Lucky.
Okay.
And she has siblings, and their names are like Charm, Clover,
Come
Chance,
on.
Felix. It's really funny.
Isn't that like the name of the marshmallows?
Yeah, oh, maybe.
Clovers and balloons.
Pots
I
of gold and
wonder if-
rainbows and the red
I
balloons.
know.
Oh, fuck.
I would do this like little, because he asks her what's her name, and she's like Lucky, and he laughs, and his teeth are sharp like fangs when he smiles at me. What does a lucky girl want?
Oh.
Stop.
Stop.
You sure you don't want to read the Easter Bunny one, Lianna?
I'm sure. I want to be surprised like this.
You know.
Oh, man.
But it's interesting how she gets into this realm. He's a bit a different god than the rest of them,
Okay.
because usually they can just like walk into. They have like certain places that you can get into, like the god realm.
Okay.
And in this way, she only has like certain chances. So apparently, her dad left them years ago by going to the Leprechaun god, and he hasn't come back. So her thing was to try to get her dad back.
Mm.
And so she's, like trying to wash dishes with her brother. And then one of her sister comes and she goes, "It's a rainbow." And her other sister comes and brings her the bag, and she's like, "Okay, I'll be back."
Oh.
Says her goodbyes to them and runs. So basically, I think you have to get to the end of the rainbow to get into his realm.
Okay.
Which is really interesting. And the other difference is that he doesn't make deals like the other gods do.
Okay.
He makes bets.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. Leprechaun. Yeah.
Yeah, so the premise is that she tries to make a bet to get her dad back. And the bet is that like he bets that he can make her beg to go back home. And she's like, "Okay, but we need a time frame. I can't just,
Mm.
And so she's like, "I bet I can last a week." And he's like, "A year." And she's like, 2 weeks. He's like, "A month."
God
She's
damn.
like, "Okay, fine." So she basically has to last a month of him torturing her, I guess, is what she's expecting.
Okay.
But
Torture by orgasm. All right.
yes, I know.
It's like, I know exactly where that's going.
Yep.
Right?
I'm just like, why would she want to go home? Are you that bad?
No.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to read that one.
Okay, so like what happens?
Oh, Lianna.
Oh, so you
Lianna
want
wants
to know
all
more?
of it. Yeah,
It's like
Okay.
blue
let's go.
balling
Wants
us here.
all of it. Okay.
I'll still read it.
Yeah.
I'll still read it.
Okay. So yeah, they make a bet, and then let's see. She's like, "Fine, a month," and then he uses vines
Oh.
to sort of like tie her up. So like the first thing he does is
Mhm.
like ties her up against a tree,
Alrighty, sir.
and their cum smells, or no, it's not smells, like tastes. I think he tastes of honey.
Oh.
No, his cum is wheatgrass,
Oh.
but like the space between the peens is honey. If that makes sense. It's really
Interesting.
weird. Interesting, yes.
It's an interesting detail.
I know.
Like, oh, it's like matcha.
There's that one. Yeah, and it's a lot of her just being like, these things are happening. He's like fucking her, and she's just like, do I like this?
Yes, you do.
I know,
I mean, that's
right? I think I
kind of how
do.
it goes sometimes.
I
Do
know.
I like this?
Do I like this?
Am I enjoying myself?
At one point, she's just like, I think he thinks he's punishing me here, but for right now, it just seems just like simple and
Yeah.
it's like practically a holiday, is what she says.
I could be like,
I'd be a fool to want to
you're like,
leave.
oh no, it's so much torture. You shouldn't give me more.
I know. I know.
It's unbearable. Keep going.
Keep going. I know, keep
Don't
going.
stop.
Yeah. So, like, also, like, in this world, she doesn't really know what, like, the time works differently, too. So, for all she knows,
Oh.
it could be going on longer. Oh, and then at one point, they go to, I think there is, like, another book that she has, which is the Bacchanal, which is, like, a festival, which I think is Deo's book, which I need to read.
Oh, it's a real thing. It's a
But, like,
Dionysus.
yeah.
No, Bacchus.
Yeah. I think this one goes by Dio. I think is what it's called. But he's the only god that like the leprechaun likes and can like stand. So he goes, "We're going to the Bacchanal," and she like basically makes him promise not to fuck anybody else. She goes, "I just want you to fuck me."
Alrighty then.
and he's like, and she's like, "I don't want to fuck anybody else," because it's basically like an orgy party that they're going
Girl,
to.
why limit yourself? When is this gonna happen again?
I know. And so like he goes to the party and there's already other, they call them devotees um from other gods there like in line waiting for him, and he's like, but I have my vines. And so she's like, oh, you can use your vines as long as you're not like fucking them. So like basically if anyone gets too close to them, like a vine whips out and like grabs them and starts like fucking them. So like everyone, I think at one point she's just like, they seem to be leaving okay, satisfied. So with just the vines.
Hold on though. You're in another realm and you stumble upon this god orgy and you want to be selfish?
No. But see what it is that apparently they have a stage and they set up a stage to where they go and basically they're the entertainment
This is like Neon Gods.
to all these to all the devotees and stuff. So like they set up a show for them. And I can't remember if that was the time when he's like count. Oh, because I think he takes her in the ass for the first time in front of everybody.
I hope there's some lube involved, because oof.
How big are these
Oof.
snakes?
I don't know. But like it's weird because he like can twist them all and make them into like one.
Oh,
Or he can like separate them.
what a talent.
And at one point he inserts in and then she's just like, and then he bursts. So he like
Ooh.
opens up and stretches her.
My uterus just went.
This is definitely the dirtiest episode we've done.
This one,
Yes.
one is this one's crazy because it's funny because it's like I said, it's different because he's trying to make her say she wants to go home.
Yeah. It's not doing a good job.
Yeah, but not doing a good job. And I feel like the other ones are more like, I want you, so I'm going to pleasure you.
Yeah. Yeah.
To make you want me back kind of thing.
Okay.
Oh, at the beginning he does talk about when he like licks her and he's like, I can taste every man and woman you've been with, and I'm gonna make you forget all of them.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
See, and then I would ask him to like wipe my memory afterwards because I could never go back to real life and be like,
I think that's the
Yeah,
plan.
I know. Yeah, that's basically the ending. It's interesting because like when she drops in,
but
she says that the place is like
wait,
rotten. It's really
does she
weird.
rescue her dad?
And do you want to know the ending?
Go ahead. How does it end?
Okay, so it's like the day before the month ends, and he's like, I want to show you something. And her dad is basically a statue in his garden.
Oh.
Because he lost his bet. And so he undoes the statue and he tells him, you're free to go, or I'm going to take you back to your family. And he goes, no, that's not what I want. That's not the bet. And so she finds out that her dad is not worth saving. He's just selfish, doesn't want. And she's just like, oh gosh. But he was like, but I can make it to where he will be a good father. Like basically put a curse on him to where internally he suffers because he can't stop himself from being a good father, even though he wants to run away.
That's intense.
I mean,
so like the family will think he's a good father, but deep down she'll know.
I mean, how many years has he been gone? Like,
I think it's only been 2 years, but like the whole reason why she came to save is because like her siblings keep being like, I miss my dad, and she's like, her siblings deserve a dad, but probably not like a shitty dad.
Yeah, it's like not if he's a shitty one.
Yeah,
some people don't need dads, and that's okay.
Yeah. And I'm kind of unclear on if he just like keeps him as a statue. Because he ends up being the god of like truth.
Okay.
And so when he first kisses her, he's like, you taste familiar. And he's like, oh, I realize that what you taste like is honesty.
Oh.
Because you've been completely honest with me.
I thought he would be like, because I fucked your dad and you guys taste the same.
No.
Oh.
It's like, you've been honest with me. And he goes, people just come for fame and don't want to like, it's like they have the potential to, to work hard to be this like famous people if they wanted to, but they want to cheat their way.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't like that. But she did it for like like selfless reasons. She wanted to get like the dad back.
Yeah.
And so they've been together for like a month, and it could be longer, you never know with the like time.
Yeah.
But he's like, you can come and go, but I really wish you would stay.
Oh.
And he is like, because I love you. And she's like, I love you too.
I guess.
Oh.
But she's like, but I still have family. She goes, I'll leave, but I'll come back for sure.
Well, yeah, she's got to take care of her siblings, especially if
Yeah.
deadbeat dad's not going to be there.
I mean, there's no way you can go back to like,
and there's like a
human dick after that.
And after 5
Right.
snake beans? No.
Yeah. There is talk about kids, and she's just like, I don't want kids.
Okay.
And he's just like, oh, okay. And he goes, well, I guess I could force you to have kids, and then you'd want to be beg home. Like he uses it as like a try to like
get her to go home
as a punishment, but which is cool. It's, I don't know, it's interesting because he goes into snake form and goes inside her as well.
What? What?
And there's tail play as well.
I suspected that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But as he's inside her, she feels pain on one side and then it goes away. And then there's pain on the other side and it goes away. And then he comes out of her and he has something in his mouth and he eats it. He basically takes her ovaries. And he goes, you didn't want kids, so I took away the option for you.
That seems like an overreaction.
I know. It was really weird.
I didn't
that was like the one weird part. I know.
I mean,
what?
If it were that easy.
By the way,
sure.
in ruling sick hand, there is some tail play, just FYI. But like, why would you think sterilizing me is the best way to go here? Especially when you didn't warn
I
me
know.
beforehand.
I was like, if you talk to me about it beforehand, be like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Well, okay, so there's okay, from a medical standpoint, there is some complications with that in the sense that like if you are not menopausal age, you take out your ovaries, unless you take a hormone supplement, you're going to go through menopause early.
Well, he's also a god. So
That's
it's just
true.
like, you'll be fine.
I'm like, from a real
he goes,
real world standpoint.
Yeah.
You're going to need those for the hormones.
Yeah, that was like the only like weird
It's a little
scene.
strange. Strange.
Yeah, it was really strange.
Especially because he eats them.
Yeah, he eats them, and she's just like, "What was that? Like, did you?" And he's like, "I like eggs."
Oh.
And I'm like,
"What?" Ew.
That was the only weird part.
That's a little weird. That's a little weird.
But everything else was really good.
The imagination this woman has.
I know.
Couldn't you just give me some?
It was very different. I feel like
magic birth control. God.
I mean,
I know. Well, he does talk about how
tubes.
the main gods don't allow, I guess, like the gods to conceive with humans only by special permission.
Okay.
So he's like, he would have to go to one of the main gods and ask for permission before he could
have
even
kids with her,
get her pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's like not allowed to.
Okay.
He wouldn't be allowed to anyways. But I think because they were still talking about her leaving and not staying, he was like, "Oh, you never want kids? Okay, I can do that. I can help you with that."
Yeah.
All right.
Alrighty then.
But yeah, it was still weird. And he doesn't say anything. He's just like in the middle of giving her pleasure while he's doing that, and it's just doing tail play as well in the middle of that. It's so weird. That was that was the only like weird thing that I was like, what did I just read?
Eat a little snacky snack.
Yeah.
Like if you needed to take a break to eat something.
No.
If you needed a break to eat something, all you had to do was say so.
And just come out and be like, I like eggs.
I like eggs.
I mean, it's kind of funny. I probably would have laughed.
I know.
You're like, what the fuck?
I'm sort of all over the place with like giving
That's
y'all,
okay.
because I keep remembering things. But I think that's it.
Alrighty.
Like I said.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
I know.
Yeah, thank you, Elaine, because I haven't read that one yet.
I don't know how to feel.
I know. Again, this is very different compared to the other ones. I feel like the bunny one is a lot cuter.
Okay. That's what we have to look forward to. The next special episode will be railed by the Easter Bunny. Oh, and banging the Easter Bunny. That we will present to
a bunny,
Lianna.
A bunny twofer.
Bunny twofer.
Alrighty. Well, that was fun.
Should we do all of them railed by the Krampus?
I do want to do railed by the Krampus. I don't think I want to.
Should we invite your friend?
Yeah, I was like, I don't think I want to wait till December. I need to talk to her. I kind of want to do like Christmas in July.
Okay.
Maybe. We'll see. I'll have to see if she'd be comfortable coming on here with us. And then we'll also have to pick like a weird time so it's not too late for her since she is in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would like to do all of them. I think that'd be fun. If it has to be in December, that's fine too. I don't care. I just didn't want to wait that long. All right. Since this was a special, we're not going to do a what this week. Thank you, listener, for joining us. Please rate and review our podcast and follow us on our socials listed in the description. We have a Discord now. If anyone is interested, send us an email or DM us. Please send us topics, questions, book recommendations. Have a lovely day and week. And until next time,
Bye.
Bye.